We have heard that masturbating is something completely normal, but to what extent? How many times a day can you do it without being considered addicted? What if you can't stop? Let's answer these questions and why you should stop today with this act that seems normal but hides a trap for your life. Before we begin, I would like to apologize for the exaggerated cover, but I needed to draw your attention to this 21st century issue that weakens and harms all our young people and adults, leaving us without willpower. In this video, you will understand what happens to our brain scientifically and philosophically, and what Stoicism has to teach us about this vice. Also, remember to subscribe to our channel and activate the bell so you don't miss anything. Now let's begin. Current medicine is quite clear in stating that masturbation is completely normal, not only in humans but also evidenced in dogs and other mammals. But this view of normal masturbation was not always so. In the past, masturbating was thought to be immoral, especially in men, because unproductive seed production prevented people from reproducing. In the case of women, it was believed that masturbation could distance them from men by finding pleasure on their own and without assistance. To this moral burden was added the physical burden, stating that masturbation caused diseases, so it was not advisable to practice it at all. But let's return to the present. What do we know about masturbation, especially for men suffering from insomnia? What is known is that it induces sleep. The French Institute of Health and Medical Research concluded that the male brain deactivates sexual desire after orgasm. The cerebral cortex, the area responsible for conscious thought, goes to rest once the man reaches climax. This, in addition to nullifying the desire to continue having sexual relations, facilitates sleep. Therefore, many men fall asleep after sexual activity. But what is the problem? So what is wrong? Well, hidden in one of its benefits is a trap. And if you frequent this channel, you will see what I am talking about. Masturbation releases dopamine in your brain. This hormone is responsible for making us feel better, providing calm, relief from stress reduction, and a sense of reward. This is caused by dopamine and is so pleasurable that some people become addicted. The Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders incorporated hypersexuality disorder. This classifies excessive masturbation under the category of obsessive-compulsive disorder, another vice that leads to mental and also familial destruction. In many cases, you won't be able to control yourself and you become a slave to yourself, a victim of lack of control, thus seeking relationships with prostitutes, with multiple people, and as we saw in a previous video, excessive consumption of pornography. These are ways that a dopamine-saturated brain finds to obtain pleasure. Pay attention, addiction to masturbation comes from chemicals released in the brain, and as our brain adapts to the release of these, it feels the need to continually find the codes that generated the stimulation. Your brain will start asking for more and more dopamine to achieve the same pleasure it had the first time, making you always have to keep looking for how to masturbate again. This reaches an exaggerated point when your brain realizes that the release of dopamine is excessive and begins to block receptors in an attempt to stop you. As a result, the person performs the pleasure act, in this case masturbates, but gets nothing, which frustrates them more than they already were. Excessively masturbating to satisfy that hunger for pleasure is exactly what a smoker who never stops, someone who eats chocolate until vomiting, or even an alcoholic does. At this point, you must be wondering what Stoicism has to do with this. The Stoics, Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, and Panis of Rhodes, masters of self-control and wisdom, addressed the view of pleasure and lust from a unique perspective. From the words of Epicurus to the intimate thoughts of Seneca, they explored the depths of human passions, a legacy that still captivates us. For the Stoics, masturbation was not just a quest for carnal satisfaction, but an opportunity to explore the limits of the body and mind. They saw it as an exercise in self-awareness and a path to true freedom. In their philosophy, mastery over worldly passions and pleasures was a conquest that elevated the human spirit. Epicurus asserted that it is not nights of pleasure but self-control that distinguishes a good man. In this context, the ability to enjoy pleasure while understanding and containing it makes a difference in someone who has reached a higher level of self-awareness. Instead of being slaves to our desires, we must be their masters, as Seneca reminds us with his philosophical perspective. Stoic reflection on masturbation is not simply about repression but deep understanding and self-mastery. This translates into the ability to direct our emotions toward a journey of conscious self-explanation. It resides not only in momentary satisfaction, but in understanding, accepting, and embracing our deepest inclinations. From the Stoic perspective, every action has consequences, not only for us, but also for the natural order of the universe. When we succumb to our most intense desires, as in the case of uncontrolled masturbation, we lose that harmonious connection with nature, highly valued by the Stoics. We become prisoners of our desires, drifting away from true inner serenity. Compulsive masturbation can trigger an emotional whirlwind within us, where guilt, shame, and dissatisfaction become constant companions. The Stoics teach us to control our intense emotions through introspection and self-regulation. By consciously facing our emotions, we learn to manage them healthily and constructively. However, the Stoics encourage us to find inner peace within ourselves. True satisfaction lies in our self-mastery and our ability to find joy in what is simple and virtuous. Allow me to share a personal inspirational story. I know someone who used to struggle with compulsive masturbation, seeking momentary refuge and pleasure but facing an emotional storm after each act. Immersing themselves in Stoic teachings and practicing self-control and self-regulation, this person underwent a profound transformation. They learned to confront their desires and emotions consciously, finding true joy in self-control. They now live a life of inner peace and authenticity, free from the slavery of momentary desires. True satisfaction comes from living in accordance with our deepest principles and values. When we yield to fleeting desires, we lose sight of what we truly value in life. Compulsive masturbation can distance us from our noblest purposes and veer us away from the true happiness found in virtue and inner peace. By practicing meditation and mindfulness, we can promote the mental serenity needed to resist temptations and face our emotions healthily. This compulsion becomes an obstacle to mental serenity, dragging us into regrets and steering us away from the peaceful peace found in self-control and moderation. My friend, what are you doing with your life? Do you think sitting at home and watching those videos and taking pleasure with your hands can make you confident, successful? And do you think after wasting your time and energy on those bullshits can attract women? Or if you're a woman, then do you also think you can attract men? No, never. So my friend, think wisely, and I want you to write in the comment that I'm a powerful person, I've control over my mind, I choose to do what motivates me, I choose to do what improves me. Ever feel stuck in a rut? Do you drag yourself through the day, tired and unmotivated? You might be surprised. What's holding you back is fapping, keeping you from your best self. Most guys fall into the trap of that morning pick-me-up, or the nightly stress reliever they think they need. But what if I told you this habit is draining your potential? Think about it. You spend years in school working hard to develop your skills and knowledge. You might even hit the gym to build strength and endurance. But what if there's a hidden factor sabotaging all that effort? Here's the thing. Frequent fapping can mess with your brain chemistry. It floods your system with dopamine, a feel-good chemical. This surge can be pleasurable in the short term, but can also disrupt your brain's natural reward system. The result? Difficulty focusing, feeling sluggish, and a lack of motivation, the exact opposite of what you need to succeed in life. Unveiling the science behind NoFap. Studies suggest that excessive fapping can lead to decreased dopamine sensitivity. This means your brain needs more and more stimulation to feel good, making it harder to find satisfaction in healthy activities like exercise, hobbies, or even spending time with loved ones. Debunking the myths. Let's face it, some guys might scoff at the idea of NoFap. They might say things like fapping relieves stress or it's a natural urge. Why fight it? Here's the deal. These are just excuses. Think about it this way. Imagine you're trying to climb a mountain. You train hard, get the right gear, and set off with determination. But you take a long nap every time you get close to the peak. Sure, it might feel good, but it ultimately delays you from reaching your goal. Fapping can be like that nap. It might provide a temporary release, but it keeps you stuck in a cycle of instant gratification instead of pushing you toward your true potential. Now, some might argue that fapping is healthy and even helps with sleep. Here's the science behind that claim. While research is ongoing, some studies suggest a short-term boost in relaxation hormones after ejaculation. However, this is often followed by a dip in mood and energy levels. There are far healthier ways to manage stress and improve sleep. Exercise, meditation, and spending time in nature are all proven to promote relaxation and well-being without the downsides associated with frequent fapping. Unlocking your true self. Imagine waking up energized with a clear mind and a fire in your belly. That's the power of no-fap. It's not magic, but about rewiring your brain to function at its best. Think about how constant fapping bombards your brain with dopamine spikes. It's like hitting the snooze button on your life. You get a temporary burst of pleasure, but it disrupts your natural sleep cycle and makes it harder to wake up feeling refreshed and motivated. No-fap is like hitting the stop button and finally getting out of bed. It allows your brain to reset its dopamine levels, leading to a more balanced reward system. You start to enjoy healthy activities again, experiencing a natural sense of accomplishment that fuels your drive and motivation. This shift doesn't just affect your energy levels, it unlocks your true potential. Remember that confident, driven version of yourself you used to dream of being? The one who tackled challenges head-on and exuded a natural charisma? No-fap can help you rediscover that person. By overcoming the urge to fap and redirecting that energy, you can cultivate the focus, discipline, and self-control needed to achieve your goals, whatever they may be. Sharper mind, brighter future. Ever feel like you're in a mental fog? Can't entirely concentrate on work or studies, and even simple tasks feel overwhelming? This could be a sign that frequent fapping is affecting your cognitive function. Here's the science behind it. When you fap, your brain releases a surge of dopamine. This chemical is crucial for learning, memory, and focus. However, excessive dopamine stimulation can disrupt the delicate balance in your brain, making it harder to concentrate and retain information. Imagine you're trying to study for a big exam. You open your textbook, but your mind keeps wandering. Every notification, every passing thought seems like a distraction. This is what frequent fapping can do to your focus. No-fap, on the other hand, helps your brain resensitize itself to dopamine. With more balanced dopamine levels, you experience improved focus, sharper memory, and enhanced cognitive abilities. Studying becomes more accessible, work tasks seem less daunting, and problem-solving skills sharpen. You'll find yourself tackling challenges with newfound clarity and confidence. Think of it like this. No-fap is like detoxifying your brain. Removing the constant dopamine overload creates a healthy environment for your brain to function optimally. The result? A sharper mind, better focus, and the ability to learn and retain information more effectively, propelling you toward academic and professional success. Unleash your inner power. Have you ever wondered where your energy goes? You hit the gym regularly and eat healthy foods, yet still feel sluggish and drained throughout the day. Here's a surprising culprit: frequent fapping. Think about it this way. During ejaculation, your body releases a significant amount of vital nutrients and minerals. These resources are essential for maintaining energy levels, cell regeneration, and overall physical well-being. When you fap frequently, you deplete these resources more rapidly. The result? Feeling tired, sluggish, and lacking the stamina to tackle daily activities. No-fap, however, allows your body to conserve these vital resources. Imagine feeling refreshed and energized, with a spring in your step and the drive to conquer your day. No-fap helps your body retain those essential nutrients, leading to increased stamina, improved physical performance, and a natural boost in energy levels. This doesn't just impact your workouts, it affects your entire life. You'll have the energy to chase your dreams, be present for loved ones, and tackle unexpected challenges with vigor. It's like having a hidden reserve of power that no-fap helps you tap into. This newfound energy translates into a more active and fulfilling life, allowing you to experience all life offers with a renewed zest. Discipline is freedom. Maybe you're skeptical about the benefits of no-fap. Perhaps you think it's all hype or just too restrictive. That's okay. Here's the thing. Even if the benefits weren't as significant, there's one undeniable, crucial aspect of no-fap: discipline. Think about it this way. Fapping is an instant gratification habit. It's the easy button, the quick fix that provides a temporary dopamine rush. No-fap, on the other hand, requires discipline. It's about learning to control your urges, to delay gratification for a greater purpose. Here's the beauty. Discipline in one area spills over to other aspects of your life. By mastering the challenge of nofap, you develop the willpower to conquer different challenges. You become more focused, more resilient, and better equipped to handle temptations in any form. Think of it like building muscle. The more you practice discipline with nofap, the stronger your willpower becomes. This newfound discipline can be applied to your studies, career, or fitness goals. You'll find yourself saying no to distractions, pushing through discomfort, and consistently taking action toward your dreams. So nofap isn't just about the physical or mental benefits, it's about building the foundation for a more disciplined and successful you. It's about taking control of your urges and becoming the master of your destiny. Are you ready to unlock that power within yourself? Nofap isn't always easy. There will be temptations and moments of doubt. But remember, the rewards are worth it. Increased energy, sharper focus, and a life brimming with potential are just some benefits that await you. Think about the version of yourself you've always dreamed of becoming. The confident leader, the driven go-getter, the person who inspires others. Nofap can be the first step on that journey. It's a commitment to self-improvement, a chance to break free from limitations and unlock your true potential. Don't waste another day stuck in a rut. Take charge of your life. Commit to nofap today. For more valuable content, subscribe to Maxi Trophy. This journey starts with a single decision. Let's go. There is a reason why you might have few or no friends. Let me ask you this. Have you ever felt like you're on a different wavelength than everyone else around you? It's like you're tuned into a unique frequency, and suddenly the crowd you used to blend in with feels alien. This experience, my friend, might just be a sign of your spiritual awakening. But here's the catch. It can also be the reason why you're feeling isolated, even at times when there are others around you. You get a sense of feeling alone. In this video, we're diving into the signs of spiritual awakening. The first one, shift in relationships. Being the shift in relationships. You see, when you begin to awaken spiritually, your perspectives start to shift. Things that used to matter a lot seem trivial now. You find yourself questioning the norms, the shallowness of certain conversations, and even the authenticity of your connections. It's like you've been seeing the world in black and white and suddenly it's in color. But not everyone can see these colors. This shift can be disorienting, leaving you feeling like an outsider in your own circle. This transformation, isolation, isn't just about having fewer friends. It's about the transformation within you. You're evolving, growing in ways that are profound but not always visible to the naked eye. You begin to seek deeper connections, ones that nourish your soul rather than just fill up your social calendar. It's not that you're becoming antisocial. It's that your soul is yearning for something more, something real. This yearning for something more profound and real isn't a new phenomenon. Throughout history, there have been individuals who have felt this call deeply, leading them to periods of solitude. These people, often monks or spiritual seekers, believed that in silence and solitude they could find the answers they were searching for. Monks, for instance, have a long tradition of embracing solitude in various religions. Monks retreat to monasteries far from the hustle and bustle of regular life. These monasteries serve as sanctuaries of peace, where monks dedicate their lives to prayer, meditation, and understanding deeper truths. In the silence of these sacred spaces, they believe they can connect more intimately with the divine or their inner self. This practice isn't just limited to monks. History is replete with stories of sages, hermits, and even ordinary individuals who have sought solitude to deepen their understanding of life and themselves. For example, in Eastern traditions, it's not uncommon to hear about yogis who retreated into the Himalayas for years seeking enlightenment. These individuals believe that by removing themselves from the distractions of everyday life, they could achieve a higher state of consciousness. In the Western world, too, we find similar stories. Think of Henry David Thoreau, who spent 2 years in a cabin in the woods, seeking to live simply and delve into his thoughts without the interference of society. His experiences recorded in his famous book, Walden, highlight how solitude can lead to profound insights and a deeper appreciation for life. But it's important to remember that seeking solitude doesn't necessarily mean abandoning society altogether. It's more about finding balance. It's about creating space in your life to be alone with your thoughts, to listen to your inner voice without the constant noise of the world around you. This can be as simple as spending a few minutes each day in quiet reflection, or as complex as taking a sabbatical to explore your inner world. But let's pause for a moment. Have you noticed how you no longer enjoy small talk? How the usual gossip or weekend plans don't excite you anymore? This is a pivotal moment in your journey. You're not losing interest in people. You're gaining interest in meaningful interactions. It's a subtle yet powerful shift that often goes unnoticed until you find yourself alone on a Friday night, wondering why you declined that party invitation. This transition can be tough. You might feel misunderstood, judged, or even abandoned by those you once considered close. It's a path that can be lonely, but remember, it's also a path of authenticity. You're shedding layers that no longer resonate with your true self. And in this process, it's natural to feel like an outcast. But here's the beautiful part. As you move through this phase, you start attracting people who are on the same wavelength as you. Your tribe might get smaller, but it becomes more significant. These new connections will be more profound, more aligned with who you are and who you're becoming. It's a journey from quantity to quality, from superficial to substantial. As we continue to explore the signs of this profound inner transformation, we arrive at the second sign, the intensification of sensitivity. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by the intensity of your emotions, or perhaps by the energies around you? This heightened sensitivity is more than just a fleeting mood. It's a pivotal aspect of your spiritual awakening. Suddenly the world seems louder, brighter, more intense. You're not just seeing, you're perceiving. You're not just hearing, you're listening. Every sense is amplified. And with this amplification comes a deeper understanding of the world and your place in it. This newfound sensitivity can manifest in various ways. Perhaps you find yourself deeply moved by a piece of music, or maybe you're more affected by the news than you used to be. You might feel an overwhelming empathy towards others, sensing their joy and pain as if it were your own. This can be both a blessing and a burden. While it allows you to experience life more fully, it can also leave you feeling exposed, raw, vulnerable. This intensity is not just limited to emotions. Your physical senses might sharpen too. You may notice nuances in tastes and smells that you previously overlooked. The texture of fabric, the hues of colors, the subtleties in sounds. Everything feels magnified, leading to an overwhelming sense of being bombarded by sensory information. But why does this happen? As you awaken spiritually, your awareness expands. You start connecting with the world on a more profound level, tapping into subtleties that were previously unnoticed. This sensitivity is a sign that you're opening up, that your consciousness is expanding beyond the confines of your previous self. Navigating this heightened sensitivity can be challenging. You might find yourself needing more alone time, seeking quiet spaces to recharge and process your experiences. It's important to remember that this is not a retreat from the world, but rather a way to find balance in your expanding awareness. One belief and practice that aligns with the topic of intensification of sensitivity is meditation. Meditation is a centuries-old practice that has been used by people from various cultures and backgrounds to enhance their sensitivity to their inner selves and the world around them. Meditation involves the deliberate focus of attention and elimination of distractions, allowing individuals to connect with their inner thoughts, emotions, and sensations. Through this practice, individuals often report heightened sensitivity to their own feelings and a deeper understanding of their inner world. Meditation can help individuals become more attuned to their emotions. As mentioned earlier, heightened sensitivity can lead to intense emotions. Meditation can be a tool to navigate these emotions effectively. By sitting in silence and observing their thoughts and feelings without judgment, individuals can develop a greater awareness of their emotional states. This heightened emotional awareness can lead to better emotional regulation and a greater sense of inner peace. Additionally, meditation can enhance sensory perception. When individuals meditate, they often focus on their breath or a specific point of attention. This heightened focus can lead to a greater awareness of physical sensations. People may notice the subtle rise and fall of their breath, the feeling of the ground beneath them, or the sensation of the air on their skin. This increased sensitivity to physical sensations can carry over into daily life, allowing individuals to experience the world with greater depth and richness. As you adjust to this new level of sensitivity, you'll begin to see it not as a hurdle, but as a gift. It allows you to experience life with a depth and richness that was previously unimaginable. It connects you to the world in a way that is profoundly personal and deeply meaningful. Now we arrive at the third sign, the quest for authenticity and truth. This aspect of spiritual awakening is pivotal as it shapes your interaction with the world and yourself. Have you ever caught yourself questioning the norms, the very fabric of your reality? You start to look beyond the surface, yearning for something genuine, something real. This quest for authenticity isn't just about seeking truth in the world around you. It's also about uncovering the truth within yourself. It's a deep dive into the core of your being, questioning long-held beliefs and values. This journey towards authenticity often starts with introspection. You might find yourself spending more time in self-reflection, examining your thoughts, feelings, and actions. It's like you're peeling back layers, uncovering aspects of yourself that were hidden or ignored. This process can be uncomfortable, even painful at times, as it challenges you to confront parts of yourself that you may not be proud of. But it's also liberating, as it brings you closer to your true self. Your quest for authenticity also changes how you interact with the world. You become more discerning about the information you consume, the conversations you engage in, and the company you keep. Superficial chatter, hollow relationships, and societal facades lose their appeal. You crave depth, honesty, and sincerity in all forms of communication. It's not about being critical or judgmental. It's about aligning your external life with your inner truth. This alignment isn't always easy. It can lead to conflicts with societal norms and expectations. You might find yourself at odds with the status quo, feeling like an outsider as you pursue a path less traveled. But this is the essence of your awakening. It's a journey of breaking free from the illusions and embracing the truth, no matter how uncomfortable or unconventional it may be. In the world of medieval philosophy, there was a thinker who embodied the quest for authenticity and truth in his own unique way, Thomas Aquinas. Thomas Aquinas was a theologian and philosopher who lived in the 13th century. While the times he lived in were vastly different from our own, his pursuit of truth and authenticity remains a timeless example of the human quest for understanding. Thomas Aquinas was a deeply introspective individual. In his search for authenticity, he turned inward to explore the depths of his own beliefs and convictions. He questioned the norms of his time, which were often dictated by the church and its teachings. Aquinas believed in the importance of reason and rationality in understanding the world and God's creation. This was a departure from the blind acceptance of religious dogma that prevailed in his era. Much like the modern quest for authenticity that involves introspection and self-reflection, Aquinas engaged in profound philosophical introspection. He sought to reconcile faith with reason, believing that both were essential in the search for truth. This inner exploration was not always comfortable, as it challenged the established beliefs of his time, and sometimes put him at odds with the religious authorities. Aquinas also changed the way he interacted with the world around him. He engaged in deep and meaningful conversations with fellow scholars and thinkers, striving for intellectual honesty and sincerity. His writings, such as the Summa Theologica, reflect his commitment to pursuing depth and clarity in his arguments. Aquinas was not content with superficial explanations. He delved into the profound questions of existence and morality. In his quest for authenticity, Aquinas aligned his eternal life with his inner truth. He advocated for the importance of virtue and ethics in human behavior, believing that living a virtuous life was essential to being in harmony with one's true self and with God. This alignment with inner values was not always easy, as it meant challenging the societal norms of his time. In relationships, this quest for authenticity can be particularly challenging. You seek connections that are based on truth and depth, but such relationships are rare. It's not uncommon to feel a sense of loneliness as you navigate this path. But remember, this loneliness is not a sign of failure. It's a testament to your commitment to authenticity. As we venture into the fourth sign, we encounter a profound aspect, the emergence of a new sense of purpose. Have you ever woken up one day with the realization that what you've been pursuing all your life no longer satisfies you? This is not just a midlife crisis or a fleeting whim. It's a fundamental shift in your life's direction, a reevaluation of what truly matters to you. This new sense of purpose is about aligning your actions with your deepest values and passions. It's about finding meaning in things beyond the materialistic or conventional achievements. This emergence often starts with a feeling of restlessness, a sense that something is missing or incomplete in your life. You might find yourself questioning your career, your goals, even your hobbies. What once gave you satisfaction now feels hollow or unfulfilling. This can be unsettling, as it shakes the very foundations of your identity and place in the world. But this restlessness is actually a call to action, a prompt from your deeper self to seek out a path that is more in tune with your true nature. It's an invitation to explore new possibilities, to learn, to grow, and to contribute in ways that are meaningful to you. This doesn't necessarily mean making drastic changes like quitting your job or moving to a different country, though for some it might. It's more about reorienting your life around values and activities that resonate with your soul. As you embrace this new sense of purpose, you may notice a change in your priorities and choices. You might gravitate towards activities that nourish your spirit, engage in work that feels impactful, and spend time with people who inspire and uplift you. This shift is not about rejecting your past, but about building a future that is more aligned with who you are becoming. This profound journey aligns with a philosophy known as existentialism, which emphasizes individual freedom, choice, and personal responsibility. Existentialism teaches us that we are the architects of our own lives, and it's up to us to find our own path and meaning in life. This philosophy doesn't focus on what society deems as successful or valuable. Instead, it urges us to look inward and discover our true desires and aspirations. At the heart of existentialism is the belief that life inherently has no meaning, except for what we give it. This can be both a daunting and liberating realization. It's daunting because it means there are no universal answers or predefined paths to follow. But it's also liberating because it empowers us to create our own purpose and to find joy and satisfaction in the choices we make. When you start to question your life's direction and feel that restlessness, it's an existential moment. It's a sign that you're ready to take responsibility for your life and make choices that are more in line with your authentic self. This process requires a lot of courage and self-reflection. It might involve exploring your passions, trying new things, and sometimes taking risks. It's also important to acknowledge that this journey towards a new sense of purpose is not always easy or straightforward. Challenges. There may be moments of doubt, fear, and uncertainty, but existentialism teaches us that these feelings are a natural part of the human experience. They are not obstacles to be avoided, but challenges to be embraced as they help us grow and deepen our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. It's important to note that finding and embracing your new sense of purpose is a journey, not a destination. It involves trial and error, learning, and evolving. There might be moments of doubt or fear, as stepping into the unknown is rarely comfortable, but these challenges are part of the growth process, shaping you into a more conscious, fulfilled individual. Now we delve into the fifth, and perhaps the most transformative sign, the expansion of consciousness and compassion. This expansion is not just a broadening of your intellectual understanding, it's a deepening of your emotional and spiritual awareness. Have you ever felt a sudden surge of empathy, an ability to feel what others are feeling, or a deep connection with the universe at large? This is the expansion of consciousness, a realization that you are part of something much larger than yourself. As your consciousness expands, you begin to see the interconnectedness of all life. You recognize that your actions, thoughts, and feelings are not isolated events but are part of the intricate web of existence. This realization brings a sense of responsibility, a desire to live in harmony with others and the planet. You start to see the world not just through the lens of your own needs and desires, but with a vision of collective well-being. Compassion naturally flows from this expanded consciousness. It's no longer about feeling sorry for others. It's about truly understanding their struggles and wanting to help alleviate them. This compassion extends beyond humanity to all living beings and the environment. You start to take actions, big or small, that contribute to the welfare of others and the planet. It could be as simple as being kinder in your daily interactions, volunteering, or making more environmentally conscious choices. This expanded consciousness and compassion also bring a sense of peace and contentment. You find joy in the well-being of others and satisfaction in contributing to the greater good. This is not to say that life becomes free of challenges, but your approach to these challenges changes. You start to view them as opportunities for growth and learning, both for yourself and for those around you. In conclusion, the fifth sign of spiritual awakening, the expansion of consciousness and compassion, is perhaps the most impactful. It signifies a shift from a self-centered existence to a more inclusive, empathetic, and connected way of life. As you embark on this journey, remember that each step, no matter how small, contributes to your spiritual growth and the betterment of the world around you. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.